What's going on, people? It's your boy BSG. Hope you're having a good holiday. Hope you didn't eat too much, and if you did, I hope you worked it off the next day. I just want to get right into it. Boy, do I have a video for you guys today. I know a lot of you have been asking for videos and where am I and all that. I've expressed in multiple videos that most of my free time is dedicated to my crypto students, and so I really don't have any free time to do videos that I frankly do not get paid for on YouTube. So that's where I've been. That's where I'm going to continue to be. That being said, as part of the crypto course and as the creator of one of the leading crypto courses in the industry, I'm always researching things. I'm always on the hunt. I research multiple projects every single day. That is the value that the members get from me, and I make it my business that when I find something that is alarming and in some cases just frankly a scam, I try to do the thing for the greater good and let people know, hey, this is a scam, or this is something you should watch out for and you should stay away. That's just the type of person I am. I did the same thing with Bitconnect. I was the first person on YouTube to say anything about that being a scam, and I was the first person to talk about iMarkets Live as well. On both of those videos, when I put them out, I received hate. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're a clown, this, and that. And we all know how that ended up working out. So before you comment and type in this one, you might want to think about what happened the last few times. I don't put stuff out for attention. I don't put stuff out, to say told you so, anything like that. I have a track record, and so I work to maintain that. So when I do, my kind of expose videos, it really is to warn the general community. All right. So anyway, so I want to get right into it. I was researching, and first of all, I had heard about this Wonderland Time thing. You've probably heard about it. It's all over YouTube. And I just want to start right there. If you are hearing something on YouTube from all of these different so-called influencers and so on and so forth, and everybody is talking about it, there's a really good chance that either one or two things are happening. Either one, it's a scam, or two, the opportunity is already gone. Okay? Most of these guys that are talking about crypto projects are being paid to do so. Okay? So the actual companies are paying these guys, in some cases, a ridiculous amount of money to talk about their projects, because they have users, people are watching, they have eyes. And so if somebody has 100,000 subscribers, literally if just 1,000 of them bought that particular token or what have you, the people who create these projects can make millions of dollars. It really is that simple. And that's why they pay these guys 30, 40, 50, even $100,000 for a video to talk about their project. And most of the time, they pay them with tokens, which of course they then pump up the project and then sell at the top. That's the reason why I created my course in the first place, because I realized that people needed somebody that they could trust, somebody with a track record, and somebody that wasn't getting paid. Okay, I don't get paid for any of my videos, despite me being in crypto 8 years, despite me making a bunch of money and probably being one of the best prognosticators in crypto, they don't reach out to me. Gee, I wonder why. Okay, so anyway, so I'm doing this for free, just letting you guys know I'm not being enticed by anyone, anything like that. So in my process of researching things, I come across this Wonderland Time, which is on the Avalanche network. And right away, I can see what it's about. And basically, this is what I call a stake-to-stake platform. What is a stake-to-stake? Basically, a stake-to-stake is you get some tokens, you stake it, you'll get more tokens. The tokens don't have any function. They don't do anything in the real world. Most of the time, they don't do anything in the crypto world. It's just, hey, buy this thing, and we'll give you more of this thing. Okay, now sometimes that's good, depending on what it is. Sometimes that is to provide safety to the network, to prevent attacks and things like that. Okay, but with rebase tokens, which always feature a ridiculous interest rate, so you can see here 71,000 APY. Has been higher than that. We're going to talk about that. You're literally just staking just to stake. It has no other purpose. But if that's the only thing it was, I wouldn't be doing this video. There are a lot of projects out here like that. Okay, so first of all, let's just talk about how do you get into this. All right, so the first thing you can do is you can just buy this token on different Avalanche exchanges. Trader Joe is the biggest exchange on Avalanche, and then you have Pangolin. You can just buy it, and then you can come on here and stake it, and allegedly, reportedly, you're going to get this interest rate. Now, I'm going to tell you by the end of the video, you're going to see that you're not going to get this interest rate. Okay. What is the point of this? All right. The point of this, let's just go to the docs on the Wonderland site and see what they say. Okay. The point of Wonderland, our goal is to build a policy controlled currency system native on the AVAX network, in which the behavior of the time token, that sentence doesn't make any sense. They didn't finish it. In the long term, we believe this system can be used to optimize for stability and consistency so that time can function as a global unit of account and medium of exchange currency. In the short term, we intend to optimize the system for growth and wealth creation. Okay. All right. I want to go up here real quick. Each time token is backed by a basket of assets. For example, MEM, time AVAX, liquidity tokens, etc., giving it an intrinsic value that it cannot fall below. Okay, all right, so keep that in mind. Each time token backed by a basket of assets, MEM, time AVAX, okay, that's what it says, right? All right, so the first thing you notice is when you go over here, they said it was backed by MEM, which is there, which we're going to talk about next, but AVAX is grayed out, so you can no longer provide that. And time AVAX is grayed out, so you can no longer provide that. So what the heck, man? You said that each time token is backed by time AVAX LP tokens, but then when you go, no, my bad, no, we can't do time AVAX LP tokens no more. All right, so off rip, something happened. So that tells you something is going on here. All right. So the tokens that you can provide right now, if you don't want to buy time, is time MEM liquidity tokens and just MEM. All right, so what is this MEM thing? Well, MEM stands for literally magic internet money. No, I'm not making this up. Magic internet money. All right, so what the heck is magic internet money? Well, magic internet money is a stable token that is backed by other cryptos. Okay, so what they're trying to do is they're trying to have a currency backed by something rather than what we have in the fiat system right now, which is really backed by nothing. Okay, if you don't know your history, the U.S. dollar used to be backed by gold. It's no longer backed by gold, so it's literally backed by nothing. It's a worthless piece of paper. The only reason it has worth is because we use it. Okay, if anything was to ever happen to our economy, or if a outside government or outside force was to take over the United States, they could render dollars useless overnight. So that is the reason why the United States has the biggest military budget in the world, because they know the only thing protecting their economy is the military. All right. So in crypto, we're like, okay, there's a better solution. And that's what magic internet money is trying to do. Okay. So you can provide AVAX and you can borrow the magic internet money. Okay. And you can provide this other stuff too. Don't really know what this is. Okay. But essentially, you're going to, number one, pay interest on your own money. Okay. And if you were to borrow too much, you're going to pay, and this is the highest fee that I've ever seen, a 12.5% liquidation fee. So whatever the collateral rate is, and I don't know what it is, but let's just say the collateral rate is 80%. I'm not saying it is, but let's say it is. If you provide the AVAX token, you could borrow up to technically 80%. Now, you don't want to do that, but we won't get into that. All right. You could borrow technically up to 80%. The second it goes up to 80%, you're going to be liquidated and you're going to pay a 12.5% fee on top, which means you're only going to get back 7.5% of your money. If those numbers are true. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying the collateral rate is 80%. It could be 50. It could be 60. But this is not unique. There are lots of projects like this. But that's magic internet money. Okay. So if you go back, if you have to provide AVAX to get MEM, okay, then why would they not allow AVAX to get time? Okay, because obviously that's what they did initially. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I guess the thought process is, well, since MEM is already backed by AVAX, we don't need to provide AVAX again. I guess that's what they're thinking. So, which makes some sense. So if you come and bring MEM, you're actually able to mint the time token and get right now a 7% discount. So whatever the price of time is, or the amount of time, you would get 7% additional just for bringing MEM. All right, so got to go back now. How do we get MEM? We provided AVAX essentially to get magic internet money. So magic internet money is collateralized. Okay. And then we're bringing that MEM over here to collateralize something else. So now we got two collateral things on top of each other. All right, that makes no sense to me. Okay, that's like using your house to get a car to get a business loan. Okay? Your business loan is backed by your house and your car. What does that mean? That means if anything happens to your house, you're going to lose your car and the business loan. Okay, so since you're already providing AVAX to get the MEM, then I guess the idea is we don't need to provide AVAX again to get the time. But I don't understand why I can't provide time. That doesn't make any sense. Time AVAX. So what this is, guys, is, when you have your two collateralized assets backing up one thing, but really AVAX is backing everything, because, you need AVAX to get MEM. Okay? And then now you need MEM to get time. We're basically, this whole thing is just backed by AVAX. And so if anything were to happen to Avalanche, this puts unnecessary stress on the entire platform. Okay, but that's what it is. So you need MEM to mint this. If you don't want to buy it, and they give you a discount and so on and so forth, you have to question, okay, why would they do that? Why are they giving you a discount to mint something, so on and so forth? Okay, everything y'all mentioned so far, okay, risky, yes, all of that, yes, but not a scam. Okay, that's it's risky. I wouldn't do it. But this is just risky. Okay, if you believe in Avalanche, if Avalanche never goes down, then the whole thing can continue to go, the whole Ponzi, because that's what this is. All right. So where do we get into trouble? We get into trouble when we start talking about this APY. Okay. If every time token, remember they told us, every time token is backed by MEM time AVAX, even though time AVAX, hello, is not there. That means that all of this APY that's being generated, okay, you should have to provide more MEM or more time MEM LPs in order to get that. But that's not the case. You can simply just, like I said, stake to stake. You can put it in there and leave it in there and just make money out of thin air. Okay? Think of it like this. Let's say you have an apple, okay, or you want an apple. You like apples. So you go to the store and buy one apple. Okay, and while you're at the store, there's this new device that just came out that says, okay, if you like apples, if you put an apple in this device, then over time you will earn more apples. You just need to put in the one apple. Okay, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, sure, let me try that. I really like apples. Well, what's going to happen? Where are the other apples coming from? And you're just one person. Now add 100, 1,000, 10,000 more people, okay, doing the same thing. Where are these apples coming from? So what's going to happen is pretty soon the market is going to be flooded with apples. The store is no longer going to be able to sell apples. You're going to have a bunch of rotted apples, and the apples are going to lose value. Farmers won't be farming them because everybody will have magic apple machines, and there'll be apples all over the ground and so on and so forth. It'll become a blight situation, it's just going to become a problem. All right, now apply that to Wonderland Time. So let me just show you what's been going on here, okay? Since the hype, okay, when it came out, there was hype, and I was right there watching. Come on, don't know why this won't load. All right, I was right there watching, and it's going from $600-700 all the way to $9,000. Okay, I learned about it. Think about here. Okay, so I didn't see it right at the beginning, but I've been monitoring this. Trying to see what's up, trying to gauge it. See if it's legit. Even though I had my doubts, I'm like, okay. But you can see what has happened since the peak, and what's driving this. What's driving this is you have a bunch of people that's just making more time every 5 days. See, based on right now, they're telling you that in 5 days, you're going to get an ROI of 9.4%. Okay, so you're going to stick your time in there. You're going to get that ROI, or at least you think you are. And then you're going to go back in. What are you going to do? You're not going to take it and run. You're going to take it and put more in, and put more in, and put more in. That's how you get the supposed APY. Okay, well, what most people don't understand is if this thing lasts for another year, which I don't believe it will, the price is not going to be $36.56. Okay, if you continue to mint at this rate, the price has no choice but to go down. Let me give you guys an example, okay? Right now, the total value lock is 1.8 billion, okay? So if you take 1.8 billion and you put 71,000% interest on that, let me tell you what that will be real quick. All right, guys, here we go. I got my interest calculator here. This is 1.8 billion, 71,000% APY. APY stands for what the yearly amount would be, not APR. That's different. Okay? 71,000%, 1.8 billion. What do we end up with? Okay. All right. What is this number? Let's see. That's a million. That's 9 billion. That's 1.2 trillion. 1.2 trillion is what we would end up with if Wonderland Time is still 3,600. Okay. The value would be 1.279 trillion. To put that in perspective, the entire crypto market is only at 2.3 trillion right now. The whole thing. That's Bitcoin, that's Ethereum, all of that. The whole thing is at 2.3 trillion. All the scam tokens and all of that. Okay? So you're telling me that if this continues to inflate at this interest rate, we're going to end up with 1.2 trillion. Okay? But yet you're telling me all of the time tokens must be backed by Avalanche or MEM or something else. Okay? Obviously, that's not going to happen. So when they tell you that, oh, there's an intrinsic value that the time token cannot fall below, that's not true, because they're basing that based on the price of the things they're using right now. But if the things they're using for collateral goes down, then the intrinsic value goes down. The APY is continuing to pay this. So the only way that this can correct itself is for the token to go down. Okay, so I don't have to do the numbers on this. Just let's say there's no more TVL that goes into this. Okay, let's say it stays at 1.8 billion. All right, what that would mean is that means to stay at 1.8 billion, that the price of the underlying token would basically need to drop by 99%. Okay, so what that means is, based on the cost of the price of Wonderland Time right now, this would need to fall by 99%. So what is that? 3,600, 360. So we're talking about $36 is what it would need to be if it continues to compound at that rate, if the TVL stays the same. Now let's say the TVL continues to go up, and people continue to provide more MEM or whatever. Even if this doubles, even if this triples, so what we're talking about, $75, $100, maybe $200. Either way, if you continue to compound this, you're not going to get this APY. You're never going to get that. The only way for you to get that is there would have to be half the entire crypto industry would have to decide to get into Wonderland Time. That's what would have to happen. Okay? Now, if that wasn't enough, believe it or not, that's still not the full reason why I'm doing this video. Even though that should be enough for you to stop right there, right? Okay, but people aren't going to stop. They're going to keep staking. Oh, I saw another video. They said if you just keep on. All right, so let's just say, you know what? I've made money, or I haven't made money, whatever the case might be. I don't like this anymore. I want to cash out. All right, I want you to look at this number. Now, interestingly enough, when I decided to do this video, it was 2.5 billion. Okay, and I actually contacted the Dexes. I contacted the Pangolin people, and I said, hey, there's a problem with this. You guys might want to look at it. Okay, that was like a few days ago. All of a sudden now, the TVL is way lower. Now I'm going to show you something else. So keep this in mind. If you wanted to cash out, like I said, Trader Joe is the #1 exchange on Avalanche. Okay? In order to cash out of any token on a decentralized exchange, you need what's called liquidity. Basically, you need the actual money to be able to cash out of the token. Okay, all right, so you see they have different tokens here with different liquidity. All right, so we need to look for the time pool. Okay, there we go. We see AVAX time. What? There's $100,000 in liquidity for AVAX time. This is the #1 exchange on Avalanche. Hello? There's 1.8 billion locked up here. Okay, allegedly, the time tokens are backed by this. So allegedly, that is the value of the time token. So it's 1.8 billion locked up in here. If you tried to go to Trader Joe, you're only going to be able to get essentially half of this, because half of this is AVAX. Okay, so only 50,000 in time could anybody get out of this. Okay. Number one exchange on Avalanche. All right, let's go to Penguin. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to look for Avalanche time. And we see here that the total stake is 1.1 million. So again, in time tokens, you're only going to be able to get half of that. So a little bit over 500,000. So total liquidity of time tokens between the top two exchanges on Penguin, on Avalanche, excuse me, is 600,000 worth of time tokens, compared to right now 1.8 billion on the actual project. How does that happen? That happens because everybody that's in this is just in this to get the time token and stake it. And so they're just staking, stake to stake. Remember, that's what I said. Oh, I just want this ROI. I just want this ROI. Okay, what is the point of the ROI if you can never take it out? This is Bitconnect all over again. People used to make YouTube videos and talk about Bitconnect and, oh, I'm making 1% a day. All you have to do is stake your Bitconnect tokens. You're going to make 1% a day. And I'm like, no, you're not. That is never going to happen. Okay? Your tokens were locked up. You could never get them. You just continue staking. And then once the project shut down, nobody was able to get their tokens. Now, I'm not even saying that Wonderland has to shut down for this to happen. Out of this 1.8 billion, if $1 million worth just try to exit, to actually get out, it's going to create all kinds of problems. And just to show you what's been going on since I said something, there was even less liquidity than this. When I looked at this a few days ago, it was 50,000. And this was 600,000. So obviously, people are talking. They're like, yo, we got to get more liquidity in here so people can move their fund. But there's no way you're going to get 1.8 billion here. So this is trap money. That's what this is. This is never coming out. These are just numbers you see on the website. You're never going to get this unless the liquidity matches what's on here. Problem is, to provide liquidity in the real world, real use case, you don't get the interest. And you see here, this is very surprising. Trader Joe isn't even incentivizing you to do this. At the very least, Pangolin is providing you some incentive. They're saying, hey, if you bring liquidity here, we're going to give you some of our token. Now, that's in turn just going to make the PNG token go down. But at least they're incentivizing you. This is generally speaking how DEXs work. They know most people aren't just going to bring the money. They need to incentivize them to do so. Okay, well, Trader Joe is not helping the situation at all. by providing no incentive, no APR. I don't even understand this. There should at least be a liquidity APR, a natural APR. Okay? I think this is the biggest scam in crypto right now. And just to put it in perspective, the total TVL on Trader Joe is 1.2 billion. The total. So if there was equal amounts of TVL provided on Trader Joe, this would have to increase by 3 times. This would have to be 3 billion just to cash out all of the Wonderland if everybody decided to get out. If just a few people decide to get out, it's going to be a problem because right now it's only $1 million worth. This is the part where you stop the video, and if you're in this, you try to be one of the first few people to get your money out, because I'm telling you, you're never going to get this APY. And in a year, as it's dropping right now, this isn't going to be $3,600. If they continue to inflate at the rate that they are, which I'm not saying they will, but if they don't, then people will pull out. So it's like catch 22. But if they continue to inflate the way they are, to maintain 1.8 billion TVL, this is going to be $36. If it's 5 billion TVL, this is going to be $100. Because the MEM cannot keep up. MEM is a stable coin, right? The MEM can't keep up with this APY. Okay? So, now again, like I said, you get ready to comment, you can hate on me, whatever. It's pretty clear. I've done my research, whatever, you got to stay away. Come on, guys. Anytime somebody, just common sense, y'all. Common sense. If anybody is promising you this, you have to ask, where is this coming from? And you don't have to do anything. You just stick it in there and you come here every 5 days and repeat the process. That's not the way the world works, guys. There has to be some growth. There are cryptos that will give you this naturally. There are cryptos that have gone up 100x, 200x. That's because the entire ecosystem is growing and there's natural demand. There's no natural demand here, and it's not even being used. I can't believe this. It's not even being used. As much TVL as there should be 10 to 20 LPs using the time token, but they're not. Why? Because every fool wants more time, more time. Oh, I'll just stake for more time, more time. To the point where very few people are going to be able to cash out. Okay, so that's my warning. Fair warning. You can do what you want to do with this information. Maybe the Wonderland team will see this, but they'll do something. The only way to save this is to stop this. That is the only way. You have to literally stop this APY. And if they stop this APY, then everybody is going to want, well, maybe not everybody, but most people are going to want to cash out, and they're not going to be able to. So I really don't see the solution. Okay, it's your boy BSG, and I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video.